He said in verse 20, he walked with God. Come down to verse 24 after he tells about how long he was here upon the earth. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. God was displeased, didn't want him to die the natural death, and he took him, which could become a type of what will take place when the rapture comes. The dead in Christ shall rise first, us which alive remain shall be caught up to meet the Lord in the clouds, so shall we ever be with the Lord. And you're living in a dispensation of time when the rapture is very, very close, because there's nothing in Bible prophecy to be fulfilled until the Lord comes. Nothing. You're seeing about Russia. We had a letter from, or an email from a man, and everybody was so excited about, well, what about, Russia going on in to taking the other part of the country there now? Well, they had a man on there here, I believe it was last night we seen this. He had this big map up there and so forth, and he was very good. Well, we took this little one, country here, and it has a seaport. Of course Russia wants that, because they can reach any part of the world and so forth there. But the other up there, with Ukraine, that up there, they want that too, and they're going to take it. I mean, if you don't know this, Obama is looked on as the liar of the world, nothing but a big mouth, no substance behind it, and he's laughed at almost all over the world now, if you don't know that. Putin knows that, and he called him just the other night. I can't imagine, didn't say what he said, but I'm just going to imagine. Hey, Obama, we're going on up and take this up here, do what you want to about it, but that's our country and we have a legal right to do it, and give all the things about why they have a right to do it and so forth. What's Obama going to do? Yeah, well, he's going to increase the sanctions a little bit more. Putin laughs at this guy. It is the worst we've ever had as a president of the United States. One lie after another lie after another lie after another lie after another lie. We're living in a generation where this man doesn't even know the truth. Right. He knows how to con you, but he doesn't know the truth. Right. And to make a long story short, the fellow was interested, oh, Russia's advancing. Forget about what even Russia does. If he takes over 3 more countries, it doesn't make any difference. God said when Russia would be destroyed, and he will not, that country, along with Persia, along with Ethiopia, along with Iran, which was old Persia and so forth, Germany, and that, and Turkey, all of these are with Russia, and God says, you will not be destroyed, I will destroy you. Some of these Bible scholars hunting, oh, we got all these missiles and all that, put them in the garbage can part, because this is God's battle with Russia, who is anti-God, anti-Christian, and everything else, led millions to hell, that God will take care of him, and he doesn't need your missiles to do it with. He will destroy that as a Gog and Magog, when God destroys everyone that comes against him at the end of the millennial reign of Christ. But when Russia comes down, after the rapture, Russia even defiles the Antichrist and takes his army along with these 5 allies, and they come down and they go over and come down on horseback and come down against Israel. God causes a rain to come. That causes them a lot of trouble, because even horses, when you have a torrential rain, and God says, after this little rain here, I'm going to pour it down from heaven like the heaven broke open, and you're going to be flooded to the point they start killing themselves, and God destroys them all. Russia will not be destroyed until after the rapture. Mark that down. So it doesn't matter to me what Russia does. Do what you want to do. It doesn't make any difference. Your time is predicted by God when you're going to be destroyed, and you will not be destroyed before that. That's very interesting, isn't it? Israel, you're not going to be destroyed before that, because you have to be alive after the rapture to make a covenant with the Antichrist. That's prophecy. You can take that to the bank. So, the big mistake that people and mankind and some of these so-called Bible scholars do, every time something happens, they try to fit it into prophecy. You can't do that. We seen a program the other night, and they couldn't figure out in the book of Revelation about these earthquakes and that. Well, this happened before. Oh yeah, it happened all over before. This earthquake, there's nothing like it. It hasn't happened before, and when you violate a basic principle like, and I want to give this to you real fast, and I want to go on here and get to some things I want to give to you here real fast. First of all, there's a natural outline in Revelation chapter 1. God said, John, write, give the natural outline, write the things thou hast seen. That's glorified Christ and Him crucified. Write the things which are, that's existing now, chapters 2 and 3, the 7 churches. Write the things which shall be hereafter. And chapter 4 talks about the taking up, and we find out that you don't find the church from there on. Everything from chapter 4 on has never been fulfilled yet. Never. So what you read in the book of Revelation, start with chapter 5. Everything from there on is yet future. When you do away with the foundation of the outline that God gives, you are screwed up royal. And these idiots are up there standing, well, we can't say for sure if what happened back there when they had the earthquake with Korah and so forth, did that fulfill Revelation? Sir, you idiots. You don't know any more about Bible interpretation or Bible discernment when God gave you an outline and none of you follow it. Now all the old Bible scholars before had it right down right. Cameron had it down. Tennessee Temple Schools, Dr. Lee Robinson, they had it down. I mean, it was all over. They had it right. They faded off of the scene, and you're getting nothing but a bunch of garbage with some exceptions.